Alright, welcome to day 66 of the Vera Series. So for today, we did not get a level increase, but most likely that should be Monday the following week. Starting out, you want to go to your artificial island, and you want to go back to building, and you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, you want to make sure you check your exchange store and buy your weekly items. And today, being Procrastinator Day, is the last day to kill your bosses and enemies before they reset tomorrow. So unfortunately, that's what I'm doing. And one thing I also want to mention is the fishing tab. You might want to go ahead and just buy your available bait for the week. And when you have some time to fish, go ahead and do that, because I believe they're going to be adding some items that you can get in the upcoming patch for fishing. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to do your 4 bounties for the day. And I'm going to go with the Sparrow. Next, we got Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to Bracer's Chest, a Huma, and a Samir Matrix, Shoulders, a Helm, a Coco, and a Shiro Matrix, and we can do Boots, Belts, and a Zero Matrix. On top of that, we got access to all of the new JOs, so Satinus Valley, Endgame, Pursuit of Fate, and Carnival Party. So these are all great dungeons to do, but again, I'm still saving my vitality solutions to 90. Then we got Interstellar Exploration, and you want to check Vera as well as check Aspera, so that way you can get all of your Stargates, and you want to see if you have any level 3 Stargates. And the best way to tell is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. And with 85 being the next level increase, you want to make sure you have enough weapon materials. If you don't have any level 3 or level 2 Stargates, you could always do Dimensional Trials, and if you need money, you could always do Space-Time Domains, and if you're pressed for time, you could always make Omnium Beacons. Which brings us to our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters. And the best way to do that is to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, or do your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is to do your 8 fun zones, and if you can, try to do your 6 Greyspace fishers. But where you get the best rewards is the Twilight zone, but you do have an 8-hour time limit, so you could wait on this. Then if you can, you want to try to do your racing, so that way you can be in the top 100 to get that 400 Mira. And today is your last day to do the security force mission, so that way you can get those owed Vera coins in Mirror. And you want to make sure you check your missions tab and click on an item and click use, so that way you can get to the research, because remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy and you only get 5 free energy a day, and you want to make sure that this does not cap. But if you enjoy these daily guys, I would greatly appreciate a like, so that way they can spread more on YouTube. Then we have our events. Hopefully you logged in enough time, so that way you got the anniversary gift 1 to get all those red nucleus. Don't forget that the survey goes away in a little over a day. Passions for chocolate, we have a little over 5 days for you to go ahead and complete this, which has some pretty nice rewards, so you want to make sure you do that. Again, we have the voting. You want to make sure you vote for your favorite characters. Basically, it's between Lin or Saki, so if you want one of those to win, you want to make sure you're voting every day. In that same tab, don't forget to click the semi-anniversary gift 2, so that way you get your dark crystals. And then we have the half anniversary event. For today, we can reach a grand total of 5,000. Again, I'm not crazy about this first event, since it's just a battle between 2 teams, and you might want to wait until Fruit Basket is out. But if you need those great items from the store, I completely understand. Then we got our weekly tab. You want to make sure you do enough things down here, so that way you get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen, so that way you can power yourself up. But starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. If you have a good weapon bonus, then you might want to do this sneak to next level, so that way you can advance 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is Sequential Phantasm. If you can get a high score here, you're most likely going to get the top score for the week. And again, it's still looking like Ruby is my main competition, but I still think I might be able to pull this out tonight. Frontier Clash, if you have any attempts, you might want to go ahead and knock this out this week, so that way you don't have a bad resist next week. Wormhole, we got 4 days left to complete this, and you want to go ahead and do that, so that way you can get that energy crystal dust. Void Rift, if this is the first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock it out. Void Abyss, you want to try to knock this out before the end of the week. So again, I recommend that you try to find a party of 4, and you decide on the roles for each party member. Ideally, if you're going to be trying to go for Void Abyss sick, you're going to want a good tank and a good healer, as well as some pretty strong DPS. Raids, you want to make sure you do the last 2 on Heroic, and you do Battle Test Area on Heroic. Origin of War, again, this ends April 1st, so you could just kind of wait until the difficulty gets very low and then try to get all 25 levels. Break from Destiny. Remember, you want to do this at least 1 time, so that way you can get those 250 Dark Crystals. Apex League. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to Shop, Hot, and then buy your 2 Vitality Solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it, because as I said, I am trying to get as many Vitality Solutions as I can once we get to level 90. You also don't want to forget to buy your Advanced modules and your Booster modules for the week if you can afford it. Which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to buy your Advanced modules, your Booster modules, and your Vera Special Gift for the week, and if you have an 8.5 suppressor, you might want to consider buying Potent Omnium Crystal 2s because they might add some more suppressor levels sooner or later. Spacetime Store, you want to buy your vision modules, your advanced modules, and your data repeater for the week. Cruise Store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are either Spacetime Rift or Omnium Shield. But if you have both of those, you might want to consider getting a drone to level 3, and if you have all of that, then you might want to consider getting either the Hologram Projector or Alter Destiny. Support Store, you want to buy your gold, your Spacetime Crystal Fragments, your Spacetime Crystal Dust, and your Joint Supply Chips. And if you have some return support points, you also want to buy those Spacetime Crystal Fragments as well. Point Store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do trading, black market, or see this item again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, then you might want to buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. And if you have critical abyss points, you could always buy clusters. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore the map. I recently got the quicksand belt done, but at least my plan is just to knock out all of Vera, and then I'm going to go to one of the greatest places with most of the rewards, Twilight Zone. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my Alyss DPS calculation video. But other than that, talk with you guys later.